It was the evening of my 65th birthday. The table was decorated with candles, food, and a small cake. My heart beat with excitement as I waited for my son, the one I had given my entire life to. I expected love, warmth, maybe even a small hug. But instead, my son's words tore me apart. He looked me straight in the eyes and said, "You're just a burden now." The entire room froze. My soul shattered. In that moment, I realized the child I had sacrificed everything for no longer saw me as a father. But life doesn't forget, and karma always remembers. I wasn't born rich. My hands knew the pain of labor. My back carried the weight of double shifts. When my wife passed away suddenly, my son was only 15. That night, I promised myself that I would be both mother and father to him. I walked miles just to save a bus fare so I could buy him books. I skipped meals so he could eat. I stitched his school uniform late at night so he wouldn't feel embarrassed in front of his classmates. And when he cried, missing his mother, I held him close and whispered, "Son, as long as I'm alive, you'll never be alone." Years later, when he graduated, I stood in the crowd, with tears streaming down my face. I thought my sacrifices had been worth it. At first, life was beautiful. He got a job, then a promotion. He bought a car, then a house. I felt proud, but slowly, I noticed changes. He stopped calling me Dad. He didn't visit as much, and when he did, his eyes were always on his phone. One evening, when I asked him to join me for dinner, he sighed and said, "Dad, I don't have time for these old-fashioned things." Another time, when I tried to give him advice, he snapped, "Stop interfering. You don't understand this generation." Each word cut deeper than a knife. The worst was when he told me not to come to his office gatherings because, as he put, "It's embarrassing, Dad. You wouldn't fit in." Embarrassing? Me? The man who had worked day and night so he could wear branded suits and drive fancy cars? Still, I stayed silent, because parents always forgive. On my 65th birthday, I thought maybe things would change. He invited me to his home, and my heart filled with hope. The house was filled with his friends and colleagues. Everyone was laughing, drinking, celebrating. I sat quietly in the corner, waiting for my son to introduce me. One of his friends finally asked, smiling politely, "Is this your father?" And that's when my son said it. "Yeah, but honestly, he's just a burden now." The laughter died. All eyes turned to me, and I smiled weakly, hiding the storm inside. I excused myself, went into the bathroom, and stared at my reflection. For the first time in my life, I felt unwanted. On my birthday, of all days, my only child buried me alive with his words. Days turned into weeks. My son didn't call. I didn't either. My heart was too heavy. I spent my evenings alone, cooking simple meals, staring at the empty chair across the table. The house was quiet, painfully quiet. I asked myself again and again, where did I go wrong? But deep down, I knew I hadn't failed. He had. Then one night, the phone rang. His voice was trembling, broken. "Dad, I need help." I rushed to him, and what I saw stunned me. The proud man in suits was gone. His company had gone bankrupt. His so-called friends had abandoned him. His wife had left, taking their child. He was sitting on the floor of his empty house, surrounded by debt papers, his face buried in his hands. The same man who once called me a burden now had nowhere to go but me. When he came to my small apartment, he fell to his knees. "Dad, I'm sorry. I was blinded by pride. I forgot your sacrifices. Please, forgive me." For a moment, anger burned inside me. I remembered his words, that birthday, that humiliation. But then I remembered the little boy who once held my hand and called me his hero. I sighed, placed my hand on his shoulder, and whispered, "You may have forgotten who I am, but I never forgot that you are my son." I gave him shelter, food, love, because no matter what, a father's heart never closes its doors. Over time, he rebuilt his life, but he never forgot the lesson. He learned that respect is not a luxury, it's a duty, and that parents are not burdens, they are blessings. And me, I realized something too. My worth is not measured by how my son sees me. I am not a burden. I am the man who gave everything for love. So if you're listening, remember this. One day, you too will grow old. And the way you treat your parents is the way your children will treat you. Because no matter how late it comes, karma always arrives. Cherish your parents, respect them, because once they are gone, no amount of regret can bring them back.